All right, this is Sandra. I am back again. I am the Rekenrek lady. I brought my Rekenrek again to show you. I am here today with an update on the new workbook series that's coming out. I've spent a lot of time in the past few weeks sharing insider information on this with you. So tonight I'm just doing a brief update and a little bit of a behind the scenes tour and some big picture ideas of what is coming your way soon with this new workbook series. So just wanted to mention that I'll be sharing more information about this, but I know it's hard to watch a long video, so I wanted to say the good stuff up front. If you're interested in joining the pilot program when I get this book released, and I have units 1 and 2 almost ready to go, so those will be coming soon to print books sent to you. If you'd like to join the pilot program, I'll have more information about that coming up soon, but drop a note below and I'll make sure anybody who's interested that I get you in the loop. If you already know what I'm talking about and you already have the course that you've purchased from me, you are at the top of my VIP list, so I will get in contact with you for sure. And if you would just like to follow along and get more updates, what is this workbook about? You'll see a video flip through I'm about to show you. You can sign up for product in progress updates. There's information coming about any of that, or if you have questions, let me know. So let's talk about the Control 2. Okay, I want to show you this Flipbook. I'll attach the link when I'm done with this video, but I want to show you what this is because I had fun designing this. I've been having so much fun making this entire workbook series. So I will talk more about what it is in case you're brand new to me and you don't know what I'm talking about, but I wanted to show you first of all, when you see the link to this, there is an option right here, click to get your own sample copy. If you click on this, you will come to this screen and get a chance to get a sample. I have about 23 pages of volume 1 that I will send out to you. And you'll be on my email list to receive updates about it and the early release discounts, chances to be on my pilot program, all of that if you would like to follow along. If you still don't know what I'm talking about, stick around. I just wanted to make sure I get the good stuff in here first for those who only have a chance to watch a few minutes here. Okay, so you can see a ton of detail. I have about 35 pages in here. The first 2 volumes will be about 150 pages, but this will give you a good way to see what this book is about, and you can flip through it at your leisure. Okay, so I wanted to show you that's there. I'll leave all this information below as soon as I'm done with the video. And this is your chance if you want to sign up for more. Okay, so let's talk if you want to stick around here. I will tell you what this book is about, what my big ideas are as soon as I get back to this screen. Let's go with this one now. Okay, so I'm going to back up now that I just wanted to get the preview out, so that's in the first few minutes for those watching the replay. Okay, so in case you haven't met me before, I'm Sandra Beliski. I'm a math teacher and a homeschooler, and I love math. I've been researching and learning how to teach math for many, many years. And now that I'm homeschooling my own kids, I've been learning from the ground up and doing a lot of research as I'm doing it to see how can we help kids learn to add, basically. And then it, of course, just continues from there. So I was an algebra and geometry mostly, middle and high school teacher, and I've taught online. So I kind of have the full spectrum, but now I'm really passionate because this is where my kids are at with the basic facts, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So I've been building out this series for about 5 years. It's been an online course, but I'm transitioning to print workbooks, and I'm so excited about how it's turning out. You can see in the Flipbook, you can look through and see how the pages are looking. They're so fun to design, and my big idea with all of this is I've been teaching this live. I've created the entire video course, and I've been working with my own kids. I've been tutoring. I've been working with kids with dyscalculia and like the whole range of different ages learners, different learners with different strengths. And everybody's been that's talked to me about it has been having fun with it. So I want to get this in your hands, give you an experience to help your kids dive in and really see how math works. If I didn't say that clearly at the beginning, that's my big idea. I want you to have a chance to help your kids, to work alongside them and see, how does math work? What is it? So I have 3 big goals with my entire course and with this new workbook series. Simplicity, consistency, and mastery. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those. And this book is for 3 different types of people. So let me tell you the big idea and then I'll dive into those. First of all, for beginning learners, if you have 4 to 7-year-olds, there's a really broad range of when you would want to start doing math with your kids, depending on them. And as homeschoolers, we have the freedom to really follow their lead and do that. So somewhere in that range. I'm never going to put grade levels on my work. I'm never going to put ages on it because some kids can start at 4. Some kids are starting really good at 7. Some kids have kind of stumbled their way through math. And at age 13, they're like, whoa, I can't go into algebra. I don't know how to multiply or divide. Or maybe their parents say that. We say that about them. So this is to help the beginning learners who you just want to build a super good foundation. That's group number 1. This is definitely to help. I've been working so much with older kids who, if you're missing that foundation, the gaps just get bigger and bigger the farther you go in math. So I'm very, very inspired to help kids who are farther along in their math journey but don't have a firm foundation. If they're struggling in multiplication, that's usually where I see parents asking for help is, well, now we're in multiplication and my kids can't add. What are we going to do? Or maybe you don't say that, but you're like, I want my kids to really master their facts, their multiplication facts. Okay. So my big idea is I want to unpack that and say, it's not just the facts that your kids need to learn. That's kind of the red flag that we need help. And it's not a bad red flag. Maybe it could be a pink flag or something, but it's a sign. It's like the tip of the iceberg that we need to go back in and retrofit that foundation so that they have a solid number sense, so that they feel like they're the ones in control of the numbers. We don't want our kids feeling like the numbers are in control of them. So in everything I'm doing and in this workbook series, I want to lay a super solid foundation and help your kids experience math in a new way where they feel like they own it and they can think really flexibly through it. And everything they're doing, they're just confident in how they're doing it. So they're building the process to know how to multiply. And in the process of multiplication, there's a lot of addition. In the process of division, there's a lot of subtraction. So you really can't just remediate on those skills. You really have to go back and do the fundamental skills. I'll be talking a lot more about all of this, and I'm happy to answer any questions or kind of talk through what certain kids need, because I know every child is unique and their learning history and their learning styles are unique. So I'm always love having those conversations with you guys if you want to talk to me more. So I kind of got lost there, but for beginning learners, for maybe struggling learners, but I don't even want that to have any negative connotation. Just anybody who at any point in their math journey realizes, I don't quite understand how to subtract 600 minus 327. That would be one clue that something we need help. Or adding triple digit numbers or doing something. Okay, then the third category is another one I'm really excited about, is kids who love math, because I've had good conversations with a couple parents, and I would say this is kind of where I fall. I loved math, actually. I didn't love math until I got to calculus. But I was good at it. So interesting backstory there. But anyways, I could do math. And then once I got to calculus, I had fabulous teachers and they could show me how things worked. And then I was like, oh, math is amazing. So anyways, I'm kind of going back and I want to present that journey to students now. But my biggest happy moments, I don't know, are when I hear parents tell me, or kids themselves tell me, they like math, but they see math presented with one of these, or 10 frames, or just in a way where they really see how it works, and their eyes light up and they're like, oh, it's so much better now to understand it, not just to be able to do it. And you feel like you see the whole frame of how math works. I like that because we have 10 frames up here and we're really building that framework for math. Okay, so those are the three categories, which basically is everybody, I know, but for each one of those categories, this has a really unique purpose, whether they're beginning learners, struggling learners, or kids who love math and they're already doing fabulous. Okay, so let me talk about the 3 big ideas, and I will go back. I don't see comments on my screen at the moment, but please let me know if you are interested in joining this pilot version that will be released soon. I'm looking for people who want to kind of test it with me and tell me where it needs more practice, different things. And you'll have discounted prices for that. So tell me if you're interested in that. Tell me if you've used a Rekenrek before, or if you're interested in using one of these. Many people also know it as abacus. Technically, they're different, but so many people call it abacus that we can do that. And okay, so these three topics. Simplicity. First of all, the entire program is built around 10 frames and a Rekenrek, 2 manipulatives, because I think it's too easy to get lost in the sea of manipulatives. If you're able to handle more and you can do that and your kids can do it, that's wonderful. The more touch points you get with math, the better. But 10 frames and a Rekenrek give you the most mileage for your money. These are like the most high leverage manipulatives. And in the workbook, in this intro section that you'll see as you do the flip through, you'll see why I choose these when it seems like they're kind of children's toys. A lot of people just think of them as toys that you play with, but there's so much more than that. With 10 frames and with a Rekenrek, you can get through everything you need to know from addition, like counting numbers, all the way up through long division. So you'll see how that comes into play if you continue to follow along and get the samples and maybe do some pilot testing. So simplicity in the fact that it just uses the 2 manipulatives, focuses on that. And that, what was my other point about that? Okay, I'll move on. So simplicity in that it just uses the 2. Then consistency, because we use those 2 all the way through the whole spectrum of math. And then mastery, because at every, so there's 5 units. There's the beginning, laying the foundation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. There probably will be, at the end of the year, or sometime soon, fractions and percentages and decimals, proportional reasoning. I think that's the necessary next step. And then after that, probably pre-algebra. But anyways, I'm going to focus on the 4 operations for now. And within every unit, there's multiple, it's broken down into subunits. So that it goes through, I've broken down the steps you need to get to each, the ultimate end goal of doing any kinds of numbers in very incremental steps. And at the end of every one of those incremental little mini units, there's a checkup, lots of review, there's games and different kinds of activities throughout it that help kids not just do like pages of worksheets in a workbook, but they're more engaged in it. They're more involved in it, whether it's a game or a fun worksheet or something. But I have limited myself. Those of you who know me from before will be happy to know. I've limited myself to not do anything that involves scissors or glue. So I've heard you, and I've realized in my own experience that is kind of a deal killer at some point if you have to break out all the things to do a math problem. So it's all in the workbook. It's all ready to go. You just open it up, work your way through page after page. But there's these checkpoints, that's what I was talking about, to ensure mastery. So at every point, they have to master that skill to move on, because everything's building on itself. And it's not building on itself in the way that you have to memorize these facts so that you can do bigger facts. That's not the approach this whole thing's taking. We're building skills, strategies that will stretch to larger numbers. So that's why you learn these strategies with numbers 1 through 5 or adding within 10, and those strategies stretch. And that kind of brings in all 3 of those, the simplicity, consistency, and mastery, that we're using these strategies. They're going to stretch as far as we need to go. What we're doing with single digit addition is going to get them into multi-digit anything, multiplication, I think I said a wrong word. And then we're doing that backwards to do long division, and it's all going to be in a hands-on, tangible way that makes sense, and kids are going to like it. If I almost can guarantee that they're going to enjoy doing this. So that's probably enough. I'm going to kind of switch here and check if there are any questions. And if you're watching this on the replay, you can ask anything. I don't know. Maybe I'm not on the right screen to see comments. Sorry, I thought I could do this, but it would have been better with a double screen. So I have my laptop off to the side here, because I think there's comments, but they're not showing up here. 1 second. Okay. Got it. Okay. Question, will there still be an online course as well? Yes, at least for another year. So I'm going to come back to the screen so I know that I'm talking to the screen here. There will still be the online course. What I'm doing with this is pulling it out and making it one of my main goals is to make it much more accessible and easy to use. You don't need to remember usernames. You don't have to have access to the internet. You don't have to have more screen time for your kids. I want to bring the whole experience into something that's super kid-friendly, parent-friendly, easy to open and go. In the course, I realized the more I wanted to do with it, the more it was becoming more and more bulky and a little bit invisible. And I think that was really bothering me, and I think that was hard for parents, is that you don't see the progress. You don't exactly know what you're doing. It's easy to skip around because it's just all there. But kids really need to go through this in order. So I think this will be a vast improvement on the course. That being said, if you have purchased recently the course, it's still, I've put years of experience, years of work into it. It's still a good course. I stand behind it. I just know that something better is coming. And I'm super excited to get it out to you. So if you've recently purchased the course, you are on my VIP list. I will get this to you one way or another. So stay in touch with me. If you have been working through it, I think you'll still enjoy this new version coming up. What else? I don't know if I'm entirely answering the question, but I guess my main point is, once this print version comes out, I probably will retire selling the course, the online version, but I'll keep it there. And then once, like after a year passes, I'll make sure that that online course, I get it into your hands in a different version for those of you who have purchased it. So any other questions? I think that's all that we have right now. Thank you all for being here. I will be back in about 2 weeks, I think, for a full featured vendor week, and I'll have a lot more to share, a lot more freebies and samples to share with you then. And I always mean to keep these short, but I never do it. So I will end here. Thank you for coming. And I'll follow up in the comments. I will leave a link to the flip through so you can see that. Let me know if you want to be a pilot tester. If you don't know if you want to commit to that, but you're just interested in knowing what's happening with this, sign up for the email list for that. And that's all. Okay. I will see you guys soon. Thanks.